The new patch has dropped today, and what I'm going to do with this video is just bring you a bit of an overview of what they've actually included in the patch notes, in case you haven't had a look yourself. In the background there'll be a bit of gameplay, pre-patch, and then hopefully some post-patch stuff as well, showing you a few of the changes. So first of all, obviously the new maps here, Dragon Valley. A lot of you have probably played this before in the CTE. It's going to be a great map for both the helicopter, jet, tank, LAV. It's got everything on it, but because it's such a big map, I think we're going to have the issue we've had with Silk Road before. It's on a server where it's just being played 24/7. We've got all the issues where it's not actually an objective playing map. But I think for the first week or two, it will be a lot of fun. So I'd jump on there as soon as you can and try and enjoy a bit of game time there. Next up, my biggest issue with the last patch, the infantry anti-air. We had a bit of a problem with the Igla, with the acceleration time being accidentally put up to 350 meters per second instead of 82 meters per second. So I don't know if any of you realized over the last couple of weeks, but the Igla was more of a laser than an actual anti-air missile. But again, they've hopefully fixed that problem, dropped it back down to 82, so it's still going to be as effective at killing helicopters, just not, you know, lock and then straight hit. The lock range has been increased though, unfortunately, to 580 meters from 450, but I don't see that as too much of a problem, as the acceleration has been dropped right the way down. And although you know, a couple of other things have been added to it, like a max turn angle has been almost tripled, and engine time to ignition reduced to 0.1 seconds, almost nothing, from half a second. All these things are going to make the Igla even easier to use almost, but a little bit easier to get away from. I don't think we'll have too many problems with that in the helicopters. The Stinger as well has had a little bit of a buff, kind of. Again, the engine time to ignition has been dropped to 0.1 seconds, and your max turn angle has been increased to 720 from 250. Again, little things that you probably won't notice too much, but the biggest thing there, the biggest tick in the box for me, is that the Igla's been fixed, because it was an issue in the last build. The HVM hasn't received any tweaks in terms of its damage, but its max turn angle again has been increased to over 1000 from 350, and the AA mine has had its acceleration matched and its maximum speeds matched with heat seekers. So with the AA mine, the thing that I've been noticing a lot is I think it may have had the Igla acceleration, because it was beep and then hit straight away in the helicopter. Now I think it's a bit more on par with the other ones, so it might be a bit more of a fairer fight against helicopters. In terms of the tanks, we've actually seen quite a big change in the shells that you can use. So we've had a reduction in time for the staff shell to 6.5 from 10 seconds, and improved hit detection with that. Your HE shell has been dropped from 3 seconds to 2.5 seconds in terms of its reload time. Although alongside that you've had a damage reduction from 188 to 200, so not something massive, but blast radius reduced, things like that. And all this is going to mean is people are going to be switching up their tank loadouts, which I can't imagine is such a bad thing. But as far as I'm aware, the AP shell hasn't received any sort of change after the last patch, so that is something that, you know, is definitely worth bearing in mind when jumping on. The tow missile for the ground vehicle, this is a big thing for those of you who've been using the tow missile quite a lot, because you've seen it in my recent videos. The infantry vehicles have had their reload time in terms of the tow matched with the attack heli, and your rate of fire has been increased to 150 from 120, and reload time has been increased to 5 seconds from 3.6. Now for me this is a big issue, because the LAV really struggles against tanks due to its vulnerability when getting shot and the instant immobilization. So the tow missile gives you that ability to fight from distance sometimes, and with that being reduced, it kind of renders the vehicle useless unless you're running with the anti-armor shells. So you can't really run with a canister, which is kind of a shame, especially on maps such as Operation Outbreak, and especially with Dragon Valley as well. We're going to have a bit of trouble on that one, but we'll see how it pans out. The tow missile UI for the attack helicopters has had a change in the crosshair as well. It's got a predicting crosshair now instead, so I'll have a little play on that and then get back to you about the differences that has in terms of the tow missile. Also, something brilliant for the attack helicopter, especially it's not really as much the Viper, but the other two, they have removed that stupid dirt on the cockpit glass that they put in a couple of patches ago. Really not sure why they've done that, but that has been removed, which is brilliant. And there's also been a couple of improvements with ECM. Minimum radius has been calculated correctly, apparently resulting in more reliability and efficiency. I can't imagine it has, but at least they're doing something to try and fix it. Same with the active protection. They're trying to sort something out with the active protection reloading if you bail and jump back in, but they're going to sort that out as well. And they've also had a fiddle with the Hydra missiles with the attack helicopter and jets. Apparently they're now better aligned, especially when flying sideways. This, along with a load of other patches, are available in the patch notes. I'll link them down below. Just have a look if you're interested, and but definitely take a look at some of the tweaks they've made to the netcode and things like that, because it might be an improvement on the last patch. Again, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video.